Krown from Krown Themes, and in this video tutorial I want to show you how to get started with our brand new local theme. Here I've just installed the theme and I want to go and customize it. So this is what you see when you download our theme and start to work with it. First of all, I want to take you a bit through the theme settings. We have some general settings for font families, some options for base size in case you want to decrease or increase your font size, also based on the font that you're using, some options for line height, buttons, font height, weight, and also a dedicated area for changing the menu size and the font height. Second, you have the color options. This theme, as you can see, is very versatile. You can change a lot of colors. The entire color scheme can be changed. You have separate colors for header. You have separate colors for the body. As you can see, and you have separate colors for the cards. Now the cards are all these boxed sections or blocks which have their own color scheme, and something that you might want to take into consideration is that all the cards can be overwritten in terms of colors, except the product cards. So these are default colors. For example, here you can see that these are already designed in a different way with different colors. And lastly, we have the footer, which has a new color set. In the layout, you can change the vertical space between sections. Again, this is also a base vertical space because the theme will change it based on different fonts, screen sizes, and the horizontal space between elements in multi-columns layout, such as widget collections, promotion cards, and everywhere where you have a multi-column layout. Borders, you can play with the border, with a card border radius. For example, let's say I want to make no radius and really big width. I'm changing this. Also for the buttons, you can change the radius, and for the forms, you can change the radius and the width. So these are the three border settings. Again, for custom cards, you will be able to override the border, as you can see here, and completely hide it via a new setting. Now onto the product cards. The product cards will affect the layout of any product grid. So for this, so we can see this better, let's go to the collections page template. So here we could see all the cards, so we can play with the media aspect ratio, whether to be natural as you upload it, or square, or tall. You can change the text alignment. You can change the title size if you have long product titles. You can choose to show the second media on hover, as you can see, okay, and then at the end you can play with custom product badges, and of course first the regular badges which are sold out, and discount, which you can change to be either as a percentage or text and change its color. Okay, then you have a few unique badges, so you can set them up like this. You have three different unique badges. You first write the text, and then the tag, and then the color which will be used. So here we have new. I've set it the new tag. This means that if I go to the coconut water product and go to the tags, I can see the new tag, right? So this is how custom tags are added. A custom badge, let's see, I want to write this fresh, and the text should be fresh food, and it should be very green. Okay, I want it to appear on coconut water as well. I'm adding the fresh tag, saving, and then when I go back, you can see the newly added the fresh food tag here. So this is with custom badges based on custom tags. Now the other interesting feature and unique feature of the product grid setup in the product cards is the dynamic icons list. So how this works is by using meta fields and defining meta fields and applying these meta fields to individual products. So first of all, let's go to the meta field editor so you can see how this works, how we have it set up. So if you go here, this is our demo site, so these are all set up. In order to create a meta field, you need to go to add definition, write a name here for it, let's say custom icon 6, and save this namespace and key. Select the content type. I will make this a single line text for labels, so let's say custom icon 6 label. This is my first meta field definition, and for a different icon for the icon file, I will say custom icon 6 image. Okay, and I have this saved as well, and this will be a file, an image file. Clicking save. So these are two new meta fields. If I go here, I want the first icon to be the new meta field that I just created. So I'm writing here the custom icon 6 image, custom icon 6 label. Now I'm saving this, and before we go and see this in action, you will notice that product grids are created using blocks. So right now I only see the price, the title, and the buy now button for each product. If I want to add more information for each product grid in the website, I would have to add these blocks. For example, I want to write and have the vendor for each one. Okay, I'm adding it as a block. I want to have icons list, which I've started to set up. I'm adding icons list. Okay, nothing shows, right? Because the icons are not set at the moment. So let's play with the first product, barbecue sauce. If I open the product and go to the bottom, I can see my new created meta fields here. Custom icon 6 image, custom icon 6 label. Now, I will go to the icons tool because I want to also show you this, and I want to download an icon from here. As you can see, this is the tool that we've made for our local theme. You can download a lot of icons, especially icons from the food industry. You can change their color and download them like this. So for example, let's start. I'm downloading this icon, going back here and want to upload. The icon is uploaded. I want to also say good for barbecue. Save this, and then when I go back here and refresh, I should see the icon appear here, okay, and the label that I've set. So this is how you add custom icons and custom labels, dynamic icons for each product in your grid. Now, as I've showed you at the beginning, we have already a lot of meta fields set here. So we have for 5 icons, and each product has this properly set up. So if I connect all the values properly here, so the meta fields definitions with what I've created in the meta fields editor from the admin, the icons will properly show. Now let me show you one final thing which is very nice, because we've done this to be used for a lot of products, and we've made a way so you can skip the adding of image and just write labels. So if you check out this product of ours, you will see that we have here only labels, right? So we write milk free, eggs free, gluten free. But then when you go to the product page, you will see these with icons as well. So how do we do this? It's simple. For each label, we create a file with its name handleized. So this will become milk-free.png. If we go to settings, files, I mean, these will be files that I need to upload here. Let me just search for it. Milk. Okay, so you see here the file, it's uploaded on our server. It's milk-free, it's a PNG file. So the theme will automatically search for this icon when there is only a label set, and will show the proper icon here. Let me just finish with the blocks in the product grid. We have rating, which needs an app like Shopify reviews to work, and we have local availability, which we'll start talking about now. You can see that now it's not working because we have to set up the store selector and the store availability, which we will do right now. So let's view this for the header. The header is what you would expect from a regular header, with a place for an image, the ability to change the menu, show or hide search, make the header sticky, and then a few options for the mobile navigation, which is this. So everything that is here will affect what's here, like show store selector and info blocks, show language selector, country selector, social icons, right? So what I wanted to show you here, and the most interesting part, are the blocks. So first of all, the most simple block is the mega menu, which can turn a regular menu like this one into a mega menu. We just have to tie the menu handle to this one. So for this it would be categories, and once this is done, you can see how it turned into a nice mega menu. Here is the promotion block that you can add, and it will appear on the right side. Another type of block is the info block, which is a regular information which you can put a link to, like link to your stores, or link to a call, or anything you want, and also of course add custom icons here which you can download from our resources website. The last block is the store selector block, which is a very interesting one, and it works out of the box as you've seen in the demo. This is the block which allows you to select different store, view its details, and make sure that the pickup the availability pickup is changed based on the store you've selected. So in order to set this up, you first need to, of course, add a store selector, and then you have to actually set up the store selector, which is the last section on your site. So go to this section, click add store, and you will see that the pop-up has appeared, and you can now start configuring your store. The first thing that is the most important one is the name. The store name needs to match the name of your store defined in your local settings. We go here, and here are all my store locations This is regular Shopify functionality, so if you are not familiar with this, make sure you go and read their docs about how to set up stock locations and how to sell products from a local store using their own features. So I have 4 dummy stores here created. Let's add 2 of them. So I'm adding this one. So this is the location name, right? I copy it and I write it here. So by doing this, the pickup availability will start working. Let me just save this, and you can see that my store is now the one at Champs-Élysées, and when I go to the product grid, this works, right? So these products are available or out of stock at the selected location. So this is how the store selector works if you only have one store. It's pickup location, the directions, and that's it. If you also want to put a Google map here, you can write the coordinates in the store block settings, and then make sure that you go to the theme setting maps and get a proper Google Maps API key in here, save, and then in the store selector make sure that the enable dynamic map is here and the map is also working. You can change the map's style, you can change the map zoom, anything can work here. Okay, let's add the second store. I'm going to copy the second store's name, click add store, go to name, put its name here, and then just to test the functionality, let's see if it works now. So I'm changing the store, change preferred store, let's see if it got updated, right? You can see that the availability notices have been updated for La Défense. All these store details need to be set up manually, so you have store details, closing times, which is one line for each day of the week, starting with Sunday, which will appear here automatically based on the day it is, and a store image that you can put to any store. So this is how you set up the store selector and how you connect it to the local availability block. Let's go quickly to a product page because we've tackled the collection page now and also the store selector. Let's see how we quickly connect the store selector here as well. So we have 2 different pickup availability widgets. One is the extended one. You can change the style once you add it. This is to show availability for more than one store with store details and availability sidebar. And we also have a pickup availability which is compact, which only shows the local availability at the selected store. Again, this only works with a selected store. You can change the position of all the elements here. You can change also details, designs, just play with all the sections and see all the blocks, all the options, and see everything that the theme has to offer, because really there are a lot of things which we've packed into this theme in order to make it really good for you. The icons list, I also want to touch this because it's a section that we've also tackled in the product grid. So it's the same, but here you can connect the dynamic sources easier since you are in the product page and have the tools to do this. So I'm just connecting icons and labels. Okay, let's put a few here. Let's connect 2 or 3 icons. Of course, you can also add static image. Just let's add this just for an example. So if I add this and write barbecue, all the themes, all the products will have this in them. So if I change the product to something else, you can see that the icon is the same. Now here in the barbecue product, you can see that this appears because it's not dynamic content, it's static content. But I also have the two other icons, which is actually dynamic content, exactly how you've seen it before in the product grid. Now here I have icons list. I can write allergens, or, and this is really awesome, you can connect this to a dynamic source as well. And if you don't want to use it, you don't use it. If you have products which don't have icons, you don't write any title here. So here we've called this meta field product info. No, this is a different one. Product icon list title. Yes, allergens. And in products where we don't have icons, we simply leave this field empty as the meta field. So this is like it with the product page. Of course, you can change the gallery style from scroll to slider, from thumbnails to dots, show a border around pictures. And these are like the available options that you have in a product page in order to make it look as you like. At this point, you just have to configure your store, configure your settings, play with color space, play with typography, configure collections, configure product pages, configure blogs. Everything is customizable. Most cards that are in a grid have their content movable and changeable through docs, whether it's blog or article. Yeah, here if you want to start with article navigation. So yeah, this is how everything is built with maximum flexibility in mind. Now let me do just a quick rundown of all the sections that are available in the theme, and I'm starting with our demo because everything is set up. So first of all, you have a slideshow, a regular slideshow in which you can change its desktop size, mobile size, which affects mobile devices. You can make it to be full width or regular card design. You can play with the colors, you can change the caption, title, you have a button. Of course, images for both mobile and desktop, so you can really achieve the desired layout, and play with the typography, caption size, heading size, button size, button style. We've really added a lot of customization options. The feature collection is another section, really important one, which can either be a slider or a grid. You can change the layout, and the information is based on blocks, so you can have grids that have more blocks, grids that have less blocks, as you can see here, depending on how important you want them to be and what kind of information you want to use in each. We have Shop the Look, where you can select a bunch of products and they will appear on the right side. Again, the product content is set with blocks. You have the promotion cards, in which you can see the same text styles as you saw in the slideshow. And what I've tackled at the beginning, each card has individual colors for background, text, and border. Okay, of course, if you don't want to hide it, The caption, title and subtitles are here. Then you have the collection list, which is very versatile. If you have many collections, you can set it to 6 columns. If not, you can set it to less. You can make it a grid or slider. We have rich text, which is a very versatile section. We've used it a couple of times in the demo in a few places, so you can change the image position. On the left, on the right, above the text, on the left, on the right. Now you can see that here it is really small because we've also made an option to either fill the image area, in which this will appear filled, or make the image crop and display just in a small part of the section. You can set the card height, write the text, change the colors, add border, hide border, even change the design from a full width one to a regular card design. The content is made with blocks, so you can change its size, and as you can see, everywhere you have options for text size and everything. Okay. Also, one more tip: you can remove the top sections, top margin. So here it might look weird, but if you have two sections like this, one after the other, you can achieve this design, right? Which is very nice. So this works when you have two full width sections, one after the other. As you can see, this is another iteration of the rich text. So really, this is a very versatile section, which it can be used in a lot of places. We have text columns with icons, where you can add custom icons in each field. You can download them and set them in any color from our online tool. You can change the background for each individual block. You can also change the color for included icons. Let me just remove this and see how the custom icon is set here. This is a curated list of icons, but we have much more in our online tool. This again can be a grid or a slider. It can be in 4 or 3 columns. You can edit anywhere, change the border radius. So the custom options are amazing. You have a lot of different setup possibilities. Just like this is the text columns with images, which can be used for a lot of purposes. Again, it can be a slider or it can be a grid. You can add custom images. Here you can change the design, and it will appear nicely, as I've said, in a grid or a slider if you want this. Going back to sections, we have the media with text overlay, which is just something to add promotion cards as it was before, but the difference here is that the background is below the image, and you can also add MP4 videos. Now this is to be used for background videos. Note that this is an MP4 file, so it doesn't work with YouTube or Vimeo. It's just static MP4 files, video files, which are loaded in the Shopify admin. The same options that you are used with, the same text style that you see in all other sections, with alignment and everything that is customizable. Featured product, basic product section. Again, feature collection. What do we have here? Okay, so here you can see the video live. Blog posts, which also has this design if you fancy this. Testimonials slider, where each individual block is a testimonial. You can change the colors, everything. Okay. Email sign up, which is a newsletter, a simple newsletter. scrolling text, which is a marquee, and other sections such as content toggles. So yeah, let's see this. Another versatile section which can also have a form, labels, buttons, labels, and icons here. A regular image for when you want to just show a banner with images on it. Slideshow, shop looks, scrolling text. Yes, we've talked about everything. Okay, the stores map, which is similar to the store selector. The only difference being that this isn't connected in any way with this, so it's just a section for when you have a single store or just want to showcase this in a different way. So this is local. Our theme focused on selling in person, but not only. A theme focused on large stores with large inventories, a theme with great flexibility, great performance and accessibility, with design that works for any store.